from Dover Downs International Speedway in Dover, Delaware. We welcome you to the 15th annual Delaware 500, featuring NASCAR's top Grand National drivers.
It's another glorious day for racing at Dover Downs Speedway in Dover, Delaware. We are moments away from the start of the Delaware 500, another NASCAR event. Hello, everybody. I'm Mike Hogwood. I'll be working with Dick Brooks today, a pretty tough Grand National driver himself. And this is a pretty tough racetrack here. Bill Elliott set the track record qualifying. He won the race in the spring. Is this a race for second place today?
Well, I don't think ever at Dover you can say that there's going to be a second-place race. I think, a track here, for some reason, another car can be doing great and then just go away. So, no, I don't think there's going to be a second-place race. I think it's going to be a good race.
The drivers call it the Monster Mile. Why?
Well, it's a long day, and it's very demanding. There's one groove now, and you have to stay in that groove. And it's a very demanding race, and it takes 4.5 hours or so to run it. So the drivers, and it's generally a little bit warm. Today's beautiful, but it's a monster, all right, from a driver's standpoint.
It's going to be a tough day for the drivers and their machines. Working down on pit road with our Ms. Lou crew is Mark Garrow, and he has some thoughts now. Mark?
There's a lot of pressure on these drivers as they prepare for today's race. There's pressure on Darrell Waltrip to catch Bill Elliott in the point championship race, and pressure on top drivers like Ricky Rudd, Ron Bouchard, and Jeff Bodine to win their first races of 1985 to qualify for next year's Winston All-Star race. They're all trying to catch Bill Elliott. He's chalked up some unbelievable statistics going into this event, winning 10 of 21 races and nearly $2 million. There's no doubt he's the man to beat. He lapped the field in May in winning this race and sits on the pole with a brand new track record at better than 141 miles per hour. Most of the drivers feel if they're going to catch him, it just might be mission impossible. We'll be back with the starting lineup of the Delaware 500 right after this.
Here's the sports video collection that you've been waiting for. All American Sports Classics. These are the greatest sporting events of the century. Now included in collectible home videos. The greatest players, the greatest plays, the greatest games. Look for All America Sports Classics at Camelot and other leading retailers. Or call 800-473-7529 and order them by mail. The catalog is free. Go get them now. It's every basketball fan's dream. All American Sports Classics presents the greatest basketball games ever played. Regular season, tournament, NIT, even the Final Four. Incredible stars, amazing action. Look for college basketball's greatest games at leading retailers or call 800-473-7529. The catalog's free. College basketball's greatest games. Go get them now. It's every football fan's dream. All American Sports Classics has gathered the greatest games in college football, regular season and bowl games alike, and assembled them in this great home video collection. Your favorite team is bound to be in the series. It's been a century in the making. Look for college football's greatest games at leading retailers, or call 800-473-7529 and order them by mail. The catalog is free, so act now.
Hi, race fans. I'm Harold Kennedy, a Grand National Chief Starter. I'll be waving the green flag today for the Delaware 500. The main thing on a green flag start is everybody has an equal chance, and therefore they have to stay in line until they cross the start and finish line. Let's hope that everything's going to be a good, safe race today. Now we'll go to the starting lineup.
Hi, I'm Bill Elliott. I'll be starting on a pole today in a Coors Melling Thunderbird. I think today will be an exciting race and look forward to it.
Hi, I'm Terry Lamonti. I'm starting in the second position today in the Piedmont Airlines Chevrolet. I think it should be one of the most exciting races of the year.
Hi, I'm Jeff Bodine. I'll be starting in third position today in the Levi Garrett, Exxon Motor Oil, Beneficial Insurance, Rick Hendricks Chevrolet Monte Carlo. The key to winning today is finishing, and that's what we're going to try to do, is finish this long 500-mile race.
Hi, I'm Larry Gant, driver of the car number 33, the Skull Bandit. We'll be starting fourth in today's race, and I think I got a good chance of winning if I can get rid of this cold.
Hi, I'm Neil Bonnet. I'll be driving car number 12. I'm starting 5th, driving a Junior Johnson Budweiser sponsored Kentucky Fried Chicken Chevrolet. We've got a good chance to win this race. It's been a good racetrack for me. I've won up here before. Looking forward to today.
Hi, I'm Ron Bouchard. I'll be starting 6th on the grid today in the Valvoline Buick. Hopefully, it's a long race here at Dover, 500 miles, 500 laps, and I think Bill Elliott will be a tough man to beat, but hopefully maybe the Valvoline Buick will do its job.
Hello, I'm Ricky Rudd, starting 7th on today's grid, driving the Motorcraft Ford. We're looking for a real good day today. The car's running well. We think we've got a real good shot at winning this race today.
I'm Dale Earnhardt. I'm starting 8th today in the Wrangler Jeans Chevrolet General Motors Parts. I think our chances are good today. Our car's running awful good. We ran good in practice, and I feel like we got a good shot at winning the race.
As you heard, 8 guys pretty optimistic about their chances in this Delaware 500, but at this point of the race, everybody thinks they've got a shot at winning, including Tommy Ellis, who qualified well and is in row 5 along with Darrell Waltrip. There's Greg Saxon, Morgan Shepherd in row 6, Richard Petty, Buddy Baker in row 7, Dave Marcus and Kyle Petty in row 8, and Dick Brooks, Kyle Petty in his Ford, a car you really have to watch today.
I got to tell you, Kyle's young. He's inexperienced as to a lot of these other guys, but the Woods brothers have been around a long time, and they're really doing great.
Rusty Wallace will be starting in the Alucard Pontiac today in the 21st starting position. As you look at some of the back markers here, row 20 and starting last, Maurice Randall. Rusty Wallace says he thinks he'll finish a lot higher than that 21st starting position.
Well, I think we'll be a real good day. The car's handling extremely well, and during qualifying we got a bad set of tires. We didn't expect to do what they did, and they went totally out of shape as far as tire stagger, and the car was very loose qualifying. But we came back in the pits and put the race setup in it, and the car's just running extremely well. So I've got high expectations for a good finish here.
Should be a great race. The green flag drops on the Delaware 500 in just a moment.
Here's the sports video collection that you've been waiting for. All American Sports Classics. These are the greatest sporting events of the century, now included in collectible home videos. The greatest players, the greatest plays, the greatest games. Look for All America Sports Classics at Camelot and other leading retailers. Or call 800-473-7529 and order them by mail. The catalog is free. Go get them now. It's every basketball fan's dream. All American Sports Classics presents the greatest basketball games ever played. Regular season, tournament, NIT, even the Final Four. Incredible stars, amazing action. Look for college basketball's greatest games at leading retailers or call 800-473-7529. The catalog's free. College basketball's greatest games. Go get them now.
Mike Hogwood, Dick Brooks back at Dover. We are moments away from the green flag. Harold Kinder will drop it here at Dover, Delaware. Bill Elliott is on the pole. Terry Labonte in car number 44 is on the outside. And the big question here early, Dick, is will Bill run away with this race? As you see the pace car moving down pit road, and Harold set for the green flag, and here they come. They stand on the throttle, wind through the gearbox, and it's Elliott on the inside as they hit into turn 1, and Elliott is going to take the lead. Labonte runs second. What is Bill going to do here early? Is he going to try to show that strength again here on the first couple of laps?
Well, I don't know. He's got something to prove, from what he did in Darlington a couple of weeks ago. So I don't know if he's going to run away or not, but I think he's going to try his best.
Well, look at this. On the first lap, Elliott is out to a 5-car length lead. It's Labonte and Bodine trying to run him down as they finish one lap now, and Bill Elliott has moved out to a 5-car length lead as you see the rest of the field fighting through the first turn here in Dover, Delaware. It is a tough track to drive, but Elliott early on seems to have the muscle. There's Neil Bonnet on the inside of Harry Gant, Ron Bouchard. That is a battle for 4th place right there, and looks like Neil Bonnet in the Budweiser Chevrolet has some muscle, and he's going to try to move up on Labonte and Bodine, who are running 2nd and 3rd. But your leader is Bill Elliott.
Yeah, I made the comment earlier in the race that the groove is in the bottom of the racetrack, and you can see what Ricky Rudd did just a minute ago as he drove up right up underneath him, right up on the bottom, and I think that's going to be I think that's the way the race is going to be today.
Well, Harry Gant's just lost a couple of positions, as you see. Neil Bonnet, Ricky Rudd, and Ron Bouchard have all passed him. But everybody's trying to chase down awesome Bill Elliott, who looks pretty awesome here in the first couple of laps at Dover. We mentioned he lapped the field in the spring race He runs like this, he may do it again today, but for the sake of the fans, let's hope not.
Well, I don't know. I think that Elliott's got something to prove after what they did the other day, but I don't think he's going to run away with it.
Here's the battle for second. You see Jeff Bodine trying to go down low and inside of Terry Labonte. They're running awfully close, nose to tail. It's Labonte, Bodine, and
Terry cut him off pretty hard.
He really did.
About drove him down on the apron.
Well, Terry Labonte's got something to prove, too. His crew chief, Dale Inman, is left. You've probably heard the stories. He's going over to Richard Petty team for next year. They've got a new crew chief for this race. And so it's really something special for Terry Labonte to do well.
I'll tell you, that's some awful good racing right there, though. It's a shame that Bill don't get back in there and race with him.
That's the battle for
he's missing a lot of good races.
The battle for 6th and 7th. You saw Dale Earnhardt there and Ronnie Bouchard, and they're pretty much in single file here early at Dover. We will mention that this is a long race for the drivers and a long day, and you see the distance there between Elliott and the second place car, which is Terry Labonte.
Yeah, they've just been a master all year at it getting right somewhere during the race and just running away with it. And it started early today, all right. I don't know, though. You know that this is a long, long race. They got a long ways to go. You see, Bodine finally got him down on the bottom, and they'll just freight train him.
Well, Jeff Bodine looks like he's going to take second place away now from Terry Labonte as Labonte gets caught high on the racetrack on the outside. Now Neil Bonnet wants down low. He wants a piece of Terry as well. He wants third place away from Terry Labonte, and he's going to get it. Ricky Rudd will try to come along with him. This is some good, tight racing here at Dover early in the race. Jeff Bodine is in second place, as you see. Neil Bonnet has moved up into third. Terry Labonte has slipped back into fourth, but he's about to lose that to the Motorcraft Ford of Ricky Rudd. And Ron Bouchard in car 47 is right behind him.
Yeah, Bouchard and Earnhardt both are really, really hooked up. I seen just a little bit of smoke off of Dale Earnhardt's car off the right front just a few minutes ago. That's not going to be good here at this track, the way the track is now. The sealer and stuff that they've done on the racetrack is pretty well worn off, and they're going to have a hard time today.
We might mention it's a little hotter today than most of the drivers thought it was going to be, and really set their cars up for it.
That's true, but it's a pretty day for a race, I'll tell you. The crowd's enjoying it.
Absolutely gorgeous here at Dover Downs, and a great crowd is on hand. There's Dale Earnhardt and Terry Labonte. Labonte has slipped way back in the pack. He started second and has slipped down now to 7th place. There's your leader, Bill Elliott. He was on the pole with a new track record, and Bill Elliott has stormed his way to the front and now begins to lap some of the back markers.
Looks like he's driving on a Sunday afternoon going to church. You know, he's sure got it hooked up. I'll tell you, they've done a great job this year, and they've done it again today.
Well, it's a long race, as you said, Dick Brooks, and 500 miles is a long way to go. But right now, Bill Elliott is in firm command of this race, as the drivers now kind of seem to tuck in single file. Do you really test each other there for a couple of laps and then just say, hey, well, we'll wait and try you again later?
They're getting a pretty good idea of what they can do today. I'll tell you, Jeff Bodine's car is not bad. Elliott's not really getting away from him anymore. He's just about holding his own right now.
Well, Jeff Bodine's still got a ways to go to run down Bill Elliott. There you see Ricky Rudd. He's trying to run down Jeff Bodine.
That's some good racing there. I really, really like to watch that.
Mark Garrow has made his way down now to the pits of Bill Elliott, and he's standing by with Elliott's crew chief, his brother Ernie Elliott. Let's go down now to Mark Garrow.
Well, he's not pulled away that much. You know, Jeff's running good, and Neil Bonnet's running good. And also Harry again. You know, you got a lot of good cars. You know, we were just fortunate there on the start to get a little bit of a lead.
A little bit of a lead.
Yeah, I've heard that before. We're fortunate, he says.
Ernie,
they're doing good.
Ernie seems to have the cool head on that team. He's always seems level-headed and not real excited when they're out front. And when they get behind a little bit, he says, well, that's racing. And that's kind of the attitude you have to have in this sport.
Well, Mike, there's a long, long ways to go here yet today at Dover, Delaware. And it's not time for them to get excited yet about anything.
There is Darrell Waltrip, who is number 2 in the point standings. He's in the 16th position at the moment. Darrell Waltrip is not running all that well. He started 10th and has now slipped back to the 16th position. Darrell's got to hope for better things to happen to him later today, but it's a long way to go and a long way to repair things, too.
Well, they do. You know, you can't throw Junior Johnson under the bus. You know, he does an awful good job, and Darrell tells him in a very good way of what's wrong, and I think they'll get right by the time the day's over.
Bill Elliott putting another car, another lap down. And Elliott really on the move here. He's got the throttle punched at Dover, and you say there's one groove around. Definitely Elliott is in it. There is Neil Bonnet, who is running third right now. Second on the racetrack is Jeff Bodine in car number 5.
Well, I tell you, there is one groove on the racetrack right now, and it seems like maybe it's going to stay that way all day. But Neil is putting the pressure on Jeff.
The gap is closing. Some exciting racing still ahead at Dover.
It's every football fan's dream. All-American Sports Classics has gathered the greatest games in college football, regular season and bowl games alike, and assembled them in this great home video collection. Your favorite team is bound to be in the series. It's been a century in the making. Look for college football's greatest games at leading retailers, or call 800-473-7529 and order them by mail. The catalog is free, so act now. Here's the most unique home video available for the sports fan, and a collector's item for the avid golf fan. Great players, great shots, unbelievable action. It's chock full of the most amazing shots ever, from the ridiculous to the sublime. You have to have this video. Get golf's greatest hits at Herman's World of Sports and other leading retailers, or call 800-473-7529. Golf's greatest hits, go get it now.
Let's take a look now at the way the leaders stand on the racetrack. Elliott, Bodine, Bonnet, Earnhardt, and Gant. Jeff Bodine has been chasing leaders all season long. He just hadn't been able to finish races this year, but the car has really run good.
They've really had a lot of bad luck there. I think they led most all the races, one of the Poconos, and they've sat on a pole 2 or 3 times, and they just can't seem to make it stay together all day, or they have a problem somewhere during the day. Harry Gant's the one that's tough, though. He just he's got Earnhardt, got all 4 tires smoking, and he still blew him by.
Harry Gant's now taking over 4th position. That puts Earnhardt back in 5th. And there's some other cars. Look at this as they come into turn 1. Rudd, Earnhardt, and Bouchard all got together, and that's got to be a little scary inside that car.
That's an awful good way to have some fun on a Sunday afternoon. And I'll tell you, especially if you're Bouchard, he would look like he was swatting flies at him.
Well, Dale Earnhardt came out the rest of the deal. He is running right now in the 4th position, and then it's Rudd, and then it's Bouchard, and they're all chasing this guy, Bill Elliott. I guess when you're racing back in the pack, the leader just kind of pulls away a little bit more. He's not racing anybody right now.
Well, he did that. That's for sure. But we've seen something right there that came so close to getting Earnhardt in an awful lot of trouble. Bouchard was just inches and inches away from his corner, and already had him out of shape.
Now you see them lapping around the Broadway Motors car of Jimmy Means. And Ricky Rudd in the Motorcraft Ford has now taken over 4th place. Dale Earnhardt is 5th. Ron Bouchard is 6th. Let's go back now and look at those 3 cars coming into turn 4 a lap ago. Oh, it was close to Crooks.
Well, I think you can see as Harry Gant went underneath Dale Earnhardt's car, Dale went up high, chasing him in the corner, and that gave Rudd and Bouchard a chance to get down together, and they like to have done it. They like to took Earnhardt out, too.
Well, Ricky Rudd's car really has some sheet metal damage on it, but all 3 cars are out there running well right now. Some smoke coming out of Rusty Wallace's car, maybe just tire smoke. But here's another guy who hopes he can finish the race today. He has had some bad luck lately, and really a talented driver out there, Rusty Wallace in the Audi Guard Pontiac.
Well, they would really, really like to do good here today. Their sponsor is sponsoring the race, and Rusty's had a frustrating season. He was so great up in this area with the modifieds and stuff, and they haven't really got their act together, but they're trying hard.
In the pits now, that's Dale Earnhardt.
That may be a scheduled stop. It's a little bit early, though. I wouldn't think they would be in quite yet. They may have had a little vibration or something wrong. They just wanted to check it over.
Well, we'll check that out for you. Now, look at this. This is Bill Elliott putting Darrell Waltrip a lap down under the green. Waltrip's car not handling well at all, and Bill Elliott has just put Darrell Waltrip in car number 11 a lap down, and that's got to be frustrating for Darrell this early in the race.
Makes it awful tough when there's not a caution flag, because something like that happens. Now, those cars run Darrell down. I know he could run better than that if he could just get in and get a little chassis adjustment or get something done, get the tires changed and such. And with the point race as tight as it is, you know Darrell's humping.
Great battle for third here as you see Harry Gant in car 33 and Neil Bonnet going for it. Right now, Neil Bonnet in car 12 owns the number 3 position on the racetrack.
Boy, look at Harry right down on the apron. In fact, he even ran off the racetrack, and he just blew those 4 cars away a while ago, and now he's after Bonnet. You can see him down lane lower, whatever, and he's in the group.
You may have heard on our starting lineups, Harry Gant could barely talk. He's got a horrible cold today. He's had the flu for the last 2 weeks. And it's got to be tough, especially on a day like this at Dover, to be sick and to be sitting in that race car trying to run down guys like Neil Bonnet.
He must have got a shot of something, you know. Helped him along there some, but I'll tell you, we mentioned a little bit earlier about Earnhardt's tires smoking. As you could see there a while ago, Gantz's was too. And that's not going to be good here.
Well, there was no smoke at all coming out of Bill Elliott's car. Now look at this, Lake Speed. And the number 75 car is gone a lap down to Bill Elliott already. And now Gant and Bonnet come by him. And Gant has taken over the third spot away from Neil Bonnet. So Harry Gant's car is really working well right now.
They've got probably a really, really soft setup in the car because it sticks so tight on the bottom. And by smoking the tires the way it is, they're really, really getting a bite. So we'll see a little while later if it pays off for them.
9 cars remain on the lead lap. There are 9 cars on the lead lap. The number 2 car you saw right there, Jeff Bodine. Now look how far it is to Bill Elliott. It is a long way. We understand, Dick Brooks, that Dale Earnhardt's pit stop was not a scheduled stop. Some problems with the tires. Let's go down now and find out what the problem was from Mark Garrow. Mark?
One of the first front runners to have trouble today was Dale Earnhardt. Just moments ago, he had to make an unscheduled pit stop, and here's the reason why. The chassis on his Wrangler Chevrolet was set up so poorly that it blistered the tire right off the car. You can see the rubber hanging out here and the cord of the tire. Obviously, this car was not handling very well, and it just ripped the rubber right off the tire, and that's the reason Dale Earnhardt now finds himself at least 2 laps down and basically out of contention today.
Wow, that tire was chewed up.
Well, it was, but like we were talking about earlier, his tires were smoking as he comes through the corners early in the race. You know, that's not necessarily because the chassis is quite as bad as Mark said that it was, or could be, or whatever. The car could be extremely soft, too.
Bill Elliott now is chasing down Richard Petty, who you saw just a moment ago, as Elliott is knocking a number of cars off the lead lap. The King is trying to stay just a couple of seconds ahead of car number 9 and stay on that lead lap.
I tell you, Richard would really like to have a good day. They got Dale in and coming back with them next year, and it'd be good for him. They'd like it.
Now Elliott climbs up on Terry Labonte. Possibly Labonte could go a lap down. If he does, there will be only 6 cars left on the lead lap. There are 7 right now, but Labonte's in danger of getting knocked off, and he is as Elliott goes down low and on the backstretch gets his nose out in front. Look at Labonte fighting hard to stay ahead of Bill Elliott.
Well, they all are. They're trying to keep that lap up. They need a caution flag bad. Elliott got hooked up so well that if this thing continues on without a caution flag, by the end of the race, Elliott's going to be halfway back to Georgia, and the rest of them still going to be in Delaware.
Well, it's not much fun for anybody out there right now other than the driver of car number 9. And who else? He dominated in the spring. Now in the pits, that is Greg Sachs in the Dygard Miller American car. He's obviously having some problems there. And now Tim Richmond has gone 2 laps down. I
tell you, it's just Elliott's hooked up well. I don't know about Greg Sachs's car. That's not really a scheduled stop either. They might have been having a little bit of tire problem himself. And there's Richard again. You know, he just keeps fighting. Well, you got to give that man a credit for what's happened in the Winston Cup circuit and what he's done for STP and all those people. It's an amazing thing. His whole story, and he's really fighting hard. This is a long, hard race for somebody like that.
Well, Richard says he is excited to be out here, and he'll be back even stronger next year. But he's thinking about today right now. Whoa, there was trouble up in turn 4. Buddy Baker really tagged the wall. Look at the damage on the right side of that car. And caution is out here at Dover, and everybody is headed down pit road to get some adjustments on their machines. And this could make the Delaware 500 a race again.
Without a doubt, you got a lot better race coming up than we've had in the past. They're going to get some adjustments, and it's going to be right.
We'll see who makes those right adjustments when we come back to more racing at Dover, Delaware for the Delaware 500.
Here's the sports video collection that you've been waiting for. All-American Sports Classics. These are the greatest sporting events of the century, now included in collectible home video. The greatest players, the greatest plays, the greatest games. Look for All-America Sports Classics at Camelot and other leading retailers. Or call 800-473-7529 and order them by mail. The catalog is free. Go get them now. It's every basketball fan's dream. All-American Sports Classics presents the greatest basketball games ever played. Regular season, tournament, NIT, even the Final Four. Incredible stars, amazing action. Look for college basketball's greatest games at leading retailers or call 800-473-7529. The catalog's free. College basketball's greatest games. Go get them now. It's every football fan's dream. All-American Sports Classics has gathered the greatest games in college football, regular season and bowl games alike, and assembled them in this great home video collection. Your favorite team is bound to be in the series. It's been a century in the making. Look for college football's greatest games at leading retailers or call 800-473-7529 and order them by mail. The catalog is free, so act now.
Mike Hawkwood and Dick Brooks back at Dover, Delaware. And with the caution, Dick, the field has now bunched up as we look at the leaderboard. Elliott is still your leader, but it's no more a half a track lead.
I don't think there'll be a half a track lead the rest of the day. Those guys, some of the guys, for instance, like we were talking about Darrell, he knows what was wrong with his car, and they've done some work on it, and I'll bet you it's a different story. And Harry Gant's going to be strong. He was strong before this happened.
Well, you see the green flag drop from Harold Kinder, and Elliott again scoots out and gets a good restart. He is out to the lead. There you see the battle for second place. Right now it's owned by Jeff Bodine, but as Dick Brooks mentioned, Harry Gant's really coming on strong, has been running well even before the caution, and now still appears to be dialed in, and he is right on the bumper of Jeff Bodine. That's the battle for second place, and you see Elliott once again jumps out to about an 8-car length lead there.
Well, he had a chance to do it. He had slower cars on the inside. Look at Harry, man. He is stuck in the bottom of the racetrack, and he's going to be tough.
Harry Gant has now taken over second place. Harry Gant in the Skull Bandit has taken second place away from Jeff Bodine.
I say he's running a lane lower on the racetrack, too. So.
And now Harry Gant tries to run down Bill Elliott. Mark Garrow has made his way into the Skull Bandit pits. Let's go down to Mark now.
Travis Carter. Bill Elliott had the lead early and was pulling away, but it looks as if you found the right combination.
Well, we were a little tight when the race started. The major adjustments with the American adjustments on the tire stack, and I think it's running a little better. We might have a good chance to race him today.
Well, he's racing him right now, Dick Brooks. Harry Gant trying to run down Bill Elliott.
I say racing he is. He's going to take a look. See if there's anybody out there in the way. He's got to get back in order, but I'll tell you, he is stuck hard on the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to be tough.
That's the closest anybody has raced Bill Elliott all day today. And now Harry puts the car down low. There's Ricky Rudd and Neil Bonnet battling for fourth position. Bonnet right now has the fourth spot, but Rudd is giving him a fight here at Dover.
Rudd's got a pretty good groove in the bottom too. He just and that means that his car's tight enough. He's not sliding up the racetrack. So later on, he may be real tough. Gant's working all over Elliott. It's been a long time since I've seen anybody all over him like that. And,
now look at this. Harry Gant down low of Bill Elliott on the inside of him, and Harry Gant is going to take over first place, and the crowd loves it here at Dover.
Well,
Harry Gant, the defending champion of this race. And it's been a long time since somebody's muscled by Bill Elliott like that. You got a glimpse of the crowd here. They're all on their feet cheering Harry Gant on in car number 33. He's the new leader here at Dover.
Well, I'll tell you, though, you've seen the smoke come off the tires. That was the whole right side smoking. They've got that car awful soft on the right side, and they're going to have some problems with it before it's over.
There are now 6 cars on the lead lap. Gant, Elliott, Bodine, Bonnet, and Ricky Rudd. You heard that Buddy Baker dropped out of the race a little while ago. Well, Mark Garrow has caught up with Buddy Baker, and let's go down to him now.
It took you a little while to shake that one off, buddy. You really smacked the turn 4 wall hard.
Well, you know, the strange part, I don't remember after I hit the wall, they say I drove the car all the way around the racetrack and into the pits. I guess I just for a second dazed or knocked out or something. I don't remember hitting the wall or anything. It's just like it never happened.
Now, that really must have rang his bell. I'll tell you, it's for somebody for Baker to say something like that. He did get a pretty good lick, and sometimes that'll happen to you, but I've never heard him talk like that before.
Now in the pits, it's Darrell Waltrip. It's been a long day for car number 11 so far, and this is a very critical race for Darrell, who's trying to catch Bill Elliott in that points championship.
Yeah, and this is not a scheduled stop, and they're going to do 4 tires, so they've got a problem also somewhere.
Well, tires, as you heard from Mark Garrow, have been a little bit of a problem here today, and you either have the right ones on, or you're running them right, or you're not. And right now, Harry Gant seems to be running pretty good, and he's got everything clicking on that number 33 car.
Yes, he does. If he can keep the tires under the car. I tell you, a lot of times with the tires, when a race like this, especially with a track surface like this, they can't run brand new tires. They have to run tires that's had a few laps on them, get them scuffed in just a little bit. And that may be what they're doing. I don't know. I can't see from here, but chances are they're mounting up brand new tires, putting on brand new tires, and they're going to have some problems with it.
Neil Bonnet has really slipped back in the field. He's now running in the 6th position now. This is the battle for 5th and 6th here. You see Labonte's car there for a moment. He is now 2 laps down. And there is Gant and Elliott. Elliott is now in 2nd place.
Look at Gant's tire smoke. And look at Elliott sticking on the bottom. He just always, no matter how good other people get, his old car stays smooth all the time.
Well, Bill Elliott has just taken the lead back away from Harry Gant. And Elliott is not going to give anybody anything on this racetrack.
No, he's sure not. They're hooked up well. But I'll tell you, Petty's running awful good. He's got a good, strong line and making a good race out of it today.
He's in the number 5 position right now. Neil Bonnet is 6th. Richard Petty is in the 5th position. He is on the lead lap. A good run today for the number 43 car.
I'll tell you, something's happened again. He's got his tires hot or something because Elliott just is smoking him, just blowing away. And by Gant pushing up in the middle like he was a while ago, bet you anything his car's tight. I believe Travis said a while ago that they had a problem with the car being a little bit tight. And when the tires smoking the way they were, I bet he still is.
Well, Bill Elliott now beginning to open up a bit of a lead on Harry Gant. And Harry definitely not running near as well as he was just a few laps ago when he took the lead away from the Coors Thunderbird of awesome Bill Elliott.
Now, let me explain a little bit about what tight means for some of the people that are not really tight in the racing. When he wants to turn, yeah, he got a problem. I told you he had a problem. What tight means is the car doesn't want to turn when you get to the end of the straightaway. It wants to go up the racetrack, and with the tire smoking the way it is, I think that's a problem.
Well, Harry Gant is in for an unscheduled pit stop here. Something obviously wrong with the car, and he will lose valuable time in the pits.
They're going to change all 4 on that car, too. That's something kind of unusual in a position like this. Now, see, they put the sticker tires on. I mentioned a while ago about brand new tires. They put brand new tires on that car, and if they blister the tires, if that's what they were in here for, I bet they go around through the pits hunting for used tires, and they'll put those on next time.
And that's Rusty Wallace, who looks like something has gone horribly wrong with the car. The Alugard Pontiac slows down up on the high side of the racetrack. Caution is out here at Dover, and you really hate that for Rusty.
Sure it's true. Something did go terribly wrong. He's not in the mosquito patrol. He's blowed up.
And it looks like a terminal problem for Rusty Wallace. But what this does is it gives everybody another chance to come on pit road and make more adjustments. We'll be back with more racing at Dover in just a moment.
Here's the most unique home video available for the sports fan, and a collector's item for the avid golf fan. Great players, great shots, unbelievable action. It's chock full of the most amazing shots ever, from the ridiculous to the sublime. You have to have this video. Get golf's greatest hits at Herman's World of Sports and other leading retailers, or call 800-473-7529. Golf's greatest hits, go get it now. Here's the sports video collection that you've been waiting for. All American Sports Classics. These are the greatest sporting events of the century, now included in collectible home videos. The greatest players, the greatest plays, the greatest games. Look for All America Sports Classics at Camelot and other leading retailers. Or call 800-473-7529 and order them by mail. The catalog is free. Go get them now.
We move on now later in the race. We've been through a series of cautions. We've had some disputes with scoring, but the leaderboard you show there are the cars that are now being posted on the lead lap. And they are Bill Elliott, Ricky Rudd, Kyle Petty, Harry Gant, Bobby Allison, and Jeff Bodine is at the front of the field, but he is at the tail end of the lead lap, and as they take the green, that's got to be a scary feeling for Jeff Bodine.
Well, he's going to do everything he can to get that lap back, and he's got to do it. We'll see what kind of adjustments they made, if they got the tire stagger right, they got the right tires on, and see if he can get that lap back. You know, he was strong in the early part of the race, and he's ran well most all day.
Well, you see the number 5 car, Jeff Bodine, who is out in front right now. He is not the leader in the race. He is at the tail of the lead lap, and if Bill Elliott should pass him, he would go a lap down. There's some debris on the racetrack. That looked like a jack out there at the end of pit road.
Mighty big debris. That was certainly a jack. And I think NASCAR officials will probably get that off the track somewhere or another. It's not really in the groove. It's just kind of on pit road.
There's Bobby Allison, who's still on the lead lap. And since Bobby went independent, he struggled a little bit, but he is running very, very well today.
Bobby deserves a good run, I expect, for the Bobby Allison fans. He's had a very frustrating second half of the season anyway. And if he's going to run good, he needs to do it pretty quick.
Speaking of running, this is Ricky Rudd in car 15, who's running for the lead to try to take it away from Bill Elliott, and he does it. Ricky Rudd leads for the first time today, and the crowd here at Dover is on their feet once again. Ricky Rudd's pretty popular up here. He told me before the race that he always seems to run good at Dover, and this is another guy who could stand to get a win here late in the season. The number 15 car of Ricky Rudd, of course, engineered by Bud Moore.
Yeah, he did it very handily, too. He just drove up there, waited for Bill to move up out of the way, and drove away. But you can see right there is the kind of thing that Elliott was not doing earlier in the race. He was down in the bottom like that, too, so Gant couldn't get under him, or Rudd couldn't get under him. And now he's slipping up just a little bit. And I think probably he's pushing some himself.
Well, Elliott has now dropped back to third place. It is Rudd, then Gant, and then Elliott. So Elliott's not handling nearly as well as he was earlier in the race today. There you see Bobby Allison with some lap cars around him. He has had quite a run today. But right now the story is Ricky Rudd, who is out in front for the first time this afternoon here at Dover, and Bill Elliott, who is slipping back just a little bit.
I tell you, there's racing going on all the way around the racetrack. Bonnet just get the same way. When they get back at the bottom of the racetrack, they get going. There's Elliott's got some trouble. He had a problem coming off that corner.
Something is wrong with the rear end of Elliott's car, and the crowd. Some of them are sitting here stunned. Others don't know what to do. Boy, when was the last time that you saw Bill Elliott have mechanical problems like that? He has not blown a motor in over 2 years. We wonder if that could be the problem. It looks like something with the rear end. Whatever it is, Elliott has to come down pit road.
I think the crowd doesn't know what to do. They don't know what to do either. They're standing there like, man, we haven't never had this problem. What are we going to do now?
What a turn of events this is. Bill Elliott, who ran away with this race in the spring, is in the pits, and it looks like his car has serious problems.
They started to jack up one side, decided, well, they don't want to do that, so they're going around and jack up the other side. They have got a rear end problem of some sort. Look at that. They've either burnt the rear end out of it, or they busted something back there, but there's some kind of problem in the back. And he's trying to go, and he won't go, so he's got something locked up back there. Could be spur gears, spider gears, but there's definitely a problem.
Well, it is Rudd and Gant who are now your leaders. Let's look at it again. What happened to Bill Elliott?
Well, as he come up off the corner, you can see him get just a little bit, as we'd say, squirrely, I guess. And look at the left rear wheel come over and hits the left rear fender. So I think maybe he busted a rear trailing arm or something, but he's got a serious problem back there.
Well, as you see Rudd and Gant racing for the lead, Bill Elliott has headed for the garage.
And it's going to make a difference in the point tank. You know, that you talk about tightening up a point race. If Junior Johnson and them can keep going and not have any more trouble today, there's going to be a lot of difference in this thing. And some of these cars that have been a lap down has had some problems. They're going to have a good chance to get this back now because they're not going to have him pulling them as hard as they were before.
What a different complexion it throws on the race now as Elliott, I'm sure he'll do everything he can, his crew will, to get him back out there and try to run a little bit and get some Winston Cup points. But it does not look like Bill Elliott's going to have a chance at victory here today. And those two cars we just saw, and who knows, maybe even Bouchard or Kyle Petty in car number 7 could find their way to victory lane today. A lot more cars have hope now, and Bill Elliott is back in the garage area.
Well, that's for sure, but you know that's got to give Waldrop a little bit of an edge, or a little bit of help, or a little bit of boost or something, because they do so good running for points anyway. Now they're getting a chance to get a better chance of it.
Harry Gant to the outside of Ricky Rudd, and Harry Gant is your new leader. Gant has taken the lead away from car number 15, Ricky Rudd, and Harry Gant's tires seem to be setting in a little bit, as you have mentioned earlier today, Dick.
Well, that's true, and I think that they're learning the problems they're having with the tires earlier too. But his own car is pushing a little bit again too. You see how high he's running on the racetrack now. Boy, there's Elliott. You think he doesn't have? Just think what's going through his mind. He won the Winston Million, and the Winston Cup to him would be such a great thing, and he's sitting there just watching the points go away.
Well, Kyle Petty's running in fourth on the lead lap. You saw Elliott there. He's a mechanic. He works on the car as much as anybody, but he didn't even get out. He's sitting there. He's buckled in. He wants to get back out and race as soon as possible.
Boy, Gant's smoking his tires. I'll tell you, they've really got that car soft. And if it continues to go, if they don't pop one and run into something, he's going to be tough to handle today.
There is Bobby Allison, who is still on the lead lap and running in the top 5.
He's having a heck of a day too. You know, we mentioned a little bit earlier about Bobby. He's had just about as frustrating second half as he can possibly have since he and Gardner split.
That is Jeff Bodine, and something appears to be horribly wrong with his car as you see smoke billowing out from underneath the rear end.
Yeah, that's coming out through the pipe, through the left pipe. That means busted head gasket, blown head. Maybe even something a little more serious than that.
Well, let's see if he makes that hard left turn to take it in the garage area. Yes, he does, and looks like something very serious for Jeff Bodine. The yellow flag gives everybody a chance to come down now on pit road.
Well, it does, and it gives them a chance to get 4 tires. NASCAR has rescinded the rule of only 2 under the green flag because they've been having so much trouble. We've got a replay here of see what happened to Jeff's car. All of a sudden, the left side just exploded. So, and he done a great job of that. He's going to bring it right down off the turn and hit pit row. That's a difficult trip, I'll tell you.
And a tough luck for Jeff Bodine, who has dropped out of yet another race. 4 tires all the way around for everybody. We'll be back. More racing from Dover in just a moment.
It's every football fan's dream. All-American Sports Classics has gathered the greatest games in college football, regular season and bowl games alike, and assembled them in this great home video collection. Your favorite team is bound to be in the series. It's been a century in the making. Look for college football's greatest games at leading retailers, or call 800-473-7529 and order them by mail. The catalog is free, so act now. Here's the most unique home video available for the sports fan, and a collector's item for the avid golf fan. Great players, great shots, unbelievable action. It's chock full of the most amazing shots ever, from the ridiculous to the sublime. You have to have this video. Get golf's greatest hits at Herman's World of Sports and other leading retailers, or call 800-473-7529. Golf's greatest hits, go get it now.
Stock car racing sure come a long way. Let's remember the way it used to be with a Folgers flashback.
Stock cars tear around the dirt track in a 100-mile grind with drivers skidding and fighting for control at every turn. And here's what happens when control is lost at 80 miles an hour. Almost fender to fender, they fight it out for position as the pace gets hotter during final laps. 3 cars scramble for the lead, and one goes out of control and is smashed by another. But they walk away from that one. The suicidal pace ends as Herb Thomas flashes across the line, a winner and still stock car champ. Is that a smile of victory or relief?
You saw the car that flipped around there. That was Dick Brooks back when he was just probably about the middle of your career, wasn't it, Dick?
Yeah, I also seen that flagman out in the middle of the racetrack, too. And Harold Kinder don't do that no more.
Well, there's Harold Kinder now getting ready to restart this race. You saw the leaderboard a moment ago. And Darrell Waltrip is now posted as the leader, followed by Kyle Petty, and then it's Harry Gant. So Darrell Waltrip has done a great job of just persevering on the racetrack, hanging in there, and now is posted as the race leader.
They are without a doubt the best at doing what you need to do for points. They've proven that 3 times in the past, and I'll tell you, they're starting to do it again now. They've gotten some problems during the race. They've had some handling problems. They've gotten those solved, and he's strong.
Look at Harry Gant coming up on the outside. Kyle Petty and Harry racing side by side. That's the race for second place. Darrell Waltrip has hung in there all day and right now leads this Delaware 500. At one time, he was 2 laps down to the rest of the field. But with all the cautions we've had in this race and all the problems of everybody's car, Darrell Waltrip's been able to make up some ground.
Don't you know Kyle's feeling good? And I'll tell you, he's hanging in there good and tight. You know, he's done a good job today.
There's Ricky Rudd, who is right now posted in the 4th position. Bobby Allison is 5th. Those two are still on the lead lap. But right now, Darrell Waltrip is the guy everybody is chasing. Harry Gant is running in 2nd place. And now Harry goes high on the racetrack to the outside. Harry wants the lead back. And Harry Gant puts his nose in front of Darrell Waltrip, and Gant, as you hear the crowd roaring in the background, they like Harry here. He's the defending champion of this race, as we've said, and Harry Gant now leads the Delaware 500. Waltrip is in 2nd place.
Well, I tell you, I kind of like that myself. Not that I'm pulling for either one of them. I just like a good close race. And we've had some of that today. We've had some of the best racing that I've seen in stock car racing on the Winston Cup circuit for the last 6 or 8 races.
Well, you get the view down from pit road there, and they're watching Bobby Allison's car. That was from Allison's pit. He's running 5th right now, having a great run today, still in contention for the win. But Harry Gant appears to have everything dialed in correctly at the moment. He's the leader. Then it's Waltrip, Kyle Petty, and Ricky Rudd, who was in 4th place. Apparently is cut down a tire or having some kind of tire problems. He is on pit road.
I don't know. It's a little bit late to be making a schedule stop, but maybe they are.
Mark Garrow's caught up with Jeff Bodine.
Another strong run for Levi Garrett, driver. Jeff Bodine has come up short. Jeff, what happened?
Well, we really don't know. Something broke in the engine. The oil pump belt is off. The belt that drives the oil system is off. So we don't know if something broke internally or if the belt came off first. All we know is the engine let go.
Well, while you were listening to Jeff Bodine, you watch Harry Gant putting Ricky Rudd a lap down. Tim Richmond has run well all day. He's a lap down, but he's in 5th place. And we just saw Kyle Petty giving the black flag, smoke coming heavily out of his rear end.
Yeah, they got some kind of a problem. I don't know what it is. It's not coming out of the pipes. It's coming from behind the pipes. So they're going to have to go in and take a look at it.
2 cars now remain on the lead lap. Darrell Waltrip is about 16 seconds behind Harry Gant. Harry Gant is the leader, half a lap ahead. We are down near the end of this race. We're heading down towards the white flag and 1 lap to go. Harry Gant, if he can hold on, and fuel is a bit of a question right now. Will he make it this final lap? He's got to be cutting it close.
Well, you'd think he would. Now, you've seen the 15 car come in a while ago and take on fuel, and Harry didn't pit, and neither did Junior with the 11 car, so I don't know. It's going to be close.
Well, Harry's lead is about half a lap now, so if Harry can just hold it together as he comes into turn 3, he will win this race for the 2nd year in a row. Gant's in the turn now. The crowd on their feet. Here comes Harry down the front straightaway. He takes a checkered flag from Harold Kender, and Harry Gant has won the Delaware 500. Darrell Waltrip finishes 2nd, and Harry Gant persevered and hung tough all day long.
I tell you, he did something with his cold, didn't it?
Oh, it's got to make him feel good. And Waltrip is out of gas.
Yeah,
he is flat out of gas.
I'll tell you, I don't know. Those guys were cutting it awful close. Of course, when one of them didn't stop, the other one couldn't either. They had to go.
And a gallant effort today for Darrell Waltrip, who really makes up some ground in the NASCAR point standings on Bill Elliott, who did get back out of the race today, but finished way, way down in the standing. That guy finished first, and what a day it was for Harry Gant. We'll be back, and we'll talk with him at Victory Lane in just a moment.
Here's the sports video collection that you've been waiting for. All American Sports Classics. These are the greatest sporting events of the century. Now included in collectible home videos. The greatest players, the greatest plays, the greatest games. Look for All America Sports Classics at Camelot and other leading retailers. Or call 800-473-7529 and order them by mail. The catalog is free. Go get them now. It's every basketball fan's dream. All American Sports Classics presents the greatest basketball games ever played. Regular season, tournament, NIT, even the Final Four. Incredible stars, amazing action. Look for college basketball's greatest games at leading retailers or call 800-473-7529. The catalog's free. College basketball's greatest games. Go get them now.
Rating in victory lane as we'll look at the final results. It's Harry Gant, Darrell Waltrip, the only two on the lead lap. Ricky Rudd, a lap down, but he was the leader at the halfway point and wins the Barclays America Run for the Money, an extra $10,000. Then it was Bobby Allison, Neil Bonnet, Tim Richmond, Dale Earnhardt, Ron Bouchard, Richard Petty, and Lake Speed. Let's go down now to Mark Garrow in victory lane.
In victory lane of the Delaware 500, Harry Gant is living proof that history does repeat itself. For the second straight year, he wins this 500-mile test on this 1-mile super speedway. An up-and-down day, Harry. It didn't look like it was going to be your day at the beginning, but you kept in there and pedaling as fast as you could, and it came up for you.
Well, we had up and downs all day, but I knew we could win the race. Other people had to have the same trouble, and, we made up a lap there one time. I was a little disappointed when NASCAR moved us back, but they couldn't nobody beat our car today. I just said, all I got to do is be patient. Travis kept telling me on the radio not to run too hard and blister the tires. So that's what I've done. I just rode easy and won the race.
We must be pretty good luck here at Mizzlou TV. It's the second straight Mizzlou race for you, too.
Yeah, it sure is, and we thank all the people here at Dover. It's a fine racetrack. We've had a lot of success here. We've always run good and run beautiful today. And I can't thank my crew, the good Lord, for looking after us today and made everything possible. But Travis Carter and the Skull Bandit team and this Chevrolet Monte Carlo done the job today. They didn't any Fords from nowhere outrun us today.
Well, Dick Brooks, a fun day today at Dover.
Well, it certainly was for me, and I know it was fun for a lot of these people, and you can see Harry, he almost had his voice back, so you know it was fun for him.
It was a great day. For Dick Brooks and Mark Garrow in the pits and our entire Mizzlou crew, I'm Mike Hogwood. So long, everybody.